sec. Okay. Is the game running fine for you, or? Okay. Yeah, it seems to be working. Okay, what was your question? Yeah, there is a bit of a delay, so if I do say something during one of your rounds, it probably was meant for during the buy phase of the round.
Match found.
For Asha? So for split, I would recommend Asha unless you're really feeling Viper. Just for split, I would not recommend Viper. I personally do it just because she's one of the few agents I know, but unless you really want to do Viper. For split, it would. I would say either Brimstone or Astra.
अस्त्रा पिक
कर ले भाई, जो तेरे को आता है वो पिक कर ले।
We go with Brimstone, unless you really want Astra.
They think I'm an old dog? I'll show them just how many tricks I know.
The main problem with playing Astra is that it kind of changes how your playstyle works, and it kind of throws off your consistency, so unless you're an Astra main, I usually don't suggest Astra on most maps. It just changes. And usually as Brimstone for your pistol round, I would personally recommend going full utility, but you could also pick up Smoke, Stim Beacon, and a Ghost or Shield as well. But it's more or less personal preference.
If they keep stealing our radio, I'll have to take it personally.
And a what for defense? Your Sentinel, usually when you're playing defense, you just want to wait until you see what the rest of your team is doing, and then go to the site that the least amount of your teammates are. So on A right now is the best spot for you.
B.
Smoke's down.
भाई योरू पुश नहीं किया यार.
Molly.
सॉरी वो फ्लैश हो गए थे यार.
Spike planted. Last
Bada
player
rukte
standing.
Nice try, guys.
Shoot the bad guys. How's that for a plan?
I need a drop.
I'm saving.
अपने को डिफेंस करना है ना तो होल्ड कर लो थोड़ा.
Only thing I will really comment about is that while smoking the entry points is usually good, but there's sometimes
Raise.
current spots you
चल
want
जा.
to smoke as
ए चल
well.
जा, sorry.
Like the default plant spot, like in that general area, if you smoke there, it allows your teammate to drop into hell and then push up
Three
without
steps
being
again.
shot at. Just as like a general thing.
दो बंदे मिड है.
Launching smoke.
भाई कौन था यहाँ पे मेरे साथ बी पे? बी छोड़ दिया ये. स्नाइपिंग कर रहा हूँ फिर भी छोड़ दिया.
Spike planted.
क्या फायदा भाई वैसे खेल के.
Molly.
भाई योरू साइड में थोड़ा करे यार.
Smoke's
वैसे.
down. Down you go. Reload.
Last player standing.
योरू साइड ही छोड़ दिया यार. मैं तो इसको निपटा ही देता. तेज को मैं डैमेज भी दे चुका.
भाई गोली गन में एक गोली थी ब्रो.
बी का बात नहीं है भाई. बी अच्छा ही होल्ड हो रहा था. ये योरू छोड़ दिया ना वहाँ. साइड ही छोड़ दिया वो. मैं मार्शल कर रहा था तो भाई पास आ जाएंगे तो फिर मुश्किल होगा ना थोड़ा. स्मोक मत कर. स्मोक मत कर. बचा के रख.
बी नो स्टेप्स. बी नो
अरे
स्टेप.
बचा के रखा भाई.
बी स्टेप मिड स्टेप मल्टीपल मिड.
तो होल्ड करो कोई बात नहीं. रुक जा मत जा.
Stim beacon down. See ya.
तेज हील दे. तेज वापस आ हील दे थोड़ा.
Get out of my
Launching
way!
smoke. Stim beacon here.
3 बंदे.
Last
एक
player
minute.
standing.
अरे यार साइड.
एक पीछे एक मिड है.
मैं ऊपर आ रहा था. Fuck.
You say something? Sorry, ears still ringing.
Just two things I noticed is one, you tend to look down when using your Stim Beacon and whatnot, and you really don't need to be doing that because it makes it a lot harder to flick to the enemy's head. And the other thing is when you're on
I'm saving.
site, unless
Who do they
you're
think they are?
guaranteed to not be peeked by an enemy, you should almost never have your knife out.
Hi! I'm pissed!
B.
Wall raised.
Like be a little bit of extra speed that you get from it.
You fought well.
Heal.
Healing.
मत जा आगे.
Smoke's down.
मार्शल है उसके पास हार्ड स्कोप कर रही है.
Decoy. Launching smoke.
देखना ये देखना.
One enemy remaining. Spike down mid.
Molly. Season's over. I need a drop. Thanks.
It really does depend on the situation. It's usually, as a controller, you want to play more towards site rather than mid, but it does vary. Like with Viper, you can play mid. But as Viper, I usually like playing like right where you are at the start of each round with my wall set up.
Open up the sky.
And
Molly.
usually as a controller, your life is more valuable than everyone else.
Smoke's down.
One of the best for retake.
एक साइड पे.
Back next start. Usually good.
Reloading.
यहीं पे होंगे. और डाल के खेलना.
Lights out. Smoke's down. Decoy.
होल्ड कर ले.
Stim beacon down.
दे रिवाइव दे.
जरूरत नहीं.
30 seconds left.
अरे भाई मरना मत प्लीज. रिवाइव दे. रेप दे.
Ten seconds left.
Here comes the party!
One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
सीवर से आ रहा.
That raise has been good, Invincilis. Would love to pick them apart.
And just the other thing I've really noticed is that when you use your utility, you're more reactionary. Rather than like trying to predict where they're going to be. So on the last round, you Brim ulted like Garage.
We know
And
that.
if you had just waited a little bit longer, you could have ulted the guy back site, giving you a much easier kill.
Launching
Same
smoke.
with Pump. Like sure, it's good to cut.
Stim beacon
Spike
here.
down A.
Kills better.
Molly. That's 3.
हील दे प्रेम को.
One enemy remaining.
Stim beacon here.
Enemy spotted A. Last enemy taken out. Reloading.
Suckers better watch that face. Need a drop.
And honestly, just once again, you still have 2 smokes at the end of a round. Sometimes it's just better to smoke the Oak Point right as the round starts, even if you don't hear them, because usually you'll only
Right
really
there.
need 2 smokes for a
Smoke,
retake.
smoke.
B पे no sound.
Enemy spotted A. Enemy spotted A.
While they don't regenerate, I don't
out of
think
my
you
way.
need to save them for later in the round, or at least not all of them.
Smoke's
Like,
down.
it's good to save 2, but I don't think you need to save all 3.
Spike down A.
But it also depends on how like the opponents are playing. Like, are
One
they
enemy remaining.
Launching smoke.
artillery, or are they just fast rushing?
Wall तोड़ा उसने.
Launching smoke. Dim beacon down. You tried to be a hero. Great job. After I strike, that's when they're weak.
We go. Need backup.
Smoke's down.
अरे हक दिया मैंने B है पर.
Hey, nice work.
Launching smoke.
Enemy spotted. Mid. Right there. Right there.
Smoke's down.
Spotted B.
Dim beacon here. Now we're cooking.
Enemy spotted mid.
One enemy remaining.
Take his OP.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Thirty seconds left.
Welcome to my world.
लॉल लॉल
What?
बढ़िया भाई.
Spike spotted.
Stop fighting. You must keep going, even if you're the only one.
ऑफ ले ले मेरे से.
Press कर.
बस.
Ooh. So like using the Brim Molly to slow their push, is what you're saying, or?
Yes. Thanks.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Smoke's down.
B no sound.
Honestly, I would, as a Brim,
पे दो बंदे का
you'd be
sound.
better off saving your ult most of the time.
Enemy spotted B.
It also does depend on like site. Like if we're planning on
Taken
B, you
down.
wouldn't want to use it, but if we're planning on
Did you-
A, it might be more valuable just because of more of the site gets covered with your ult. Or more of our escape routes, whatever.
Enemy spotted B.
Still got it.
Gun here. Right there.
अरे बढ़िया शॉट.
Launching smoke.
ऑफ ले रहा. ऑफ.
Last player standing.
अरे कैस.
Dim beacon down.
वहीं कैसे दोनों. अच्छा नहीं सॉरी.
बैक
Stay in range of my stim beacon, and we'll mow them down.
Brim. Vandal there. अच्छा अच्छा
Smoke's down.
Yeah, honestly, that just
All
takes
B.
experience.
I got enemies B. Let's go.
I've definitely noticed you're a
Launching
lot
smoke.
faster with using your abilities than a lot of Brim players I've seen before.
You will not kill my allies!
Enemy spotted B.
Open up the sky.
Many enemies.
Deep fried.
Nice work!
One enemy remaining.
Reloading.
That's fairly good use of your ult.
बी पे ही है
भाई कैम कर रहा है यार
Launching smoke.
30 seconds left.
बी में
Stim beacon here. Come on! Get me in the line of fire.
On here.
I need a drop.
Can I get a drop? Thanks.
Thanks. Smoke's down.
अरे साला बी पे ही है
Smoke's down.
कोई आया नहीं
Back off.
नहीं है कोई नहीं है
Reloading.
देखो वहाँ पे कोई नहीं है
ऑन साइड सारे नहीं चढ़ कैसे रहे हैं
तोड़ के आएंगे अपन फिर बाद में कॉल
अच्छा वॉल था बीच में
Dead. Deep.
बैक ऑफ साइड एक दोनों बैक ऑफ साइड है
Time to jump.
Here comes the party!
प्लांट हो रहा है
Last player standing.
नाइस
One enemy remaining. Spike planted.
लॉन्ग
Last round before the switch.
Halftime. Don't save a
दो
thing.
बंदे भी आ जाओ
Thanks.
मिड पे आवाज आए तो बता देना भी आ रहा है
Launching smoke. Molly. Stim beacon down. Toasted. Down and out.
Bomb buddy up.
दो बंदे हैं यहाँ पे
Launching smoke. Smoke's down.
Spotted B. Enemy spotted B.
Stim beacon here. Blinding! Blasting! Watch out!
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
Reloading!
Battle out.
ऑफ चला रहा है, देख के ऑफ है।
Your duty is not over.
Open up the sky!
Switching
Pay attention.
sides.
Might learn something.
Yeah, I'll try and see if there's anything I can help with you there.
Here.
सब बीट से रहते हैं क्या बोलते हैं?
Let's have some fun. Smoke's down.
For you.
Stim beacon down.
Grounded. Opponent killed.
Enemy spotted mid.
दो बंदे मेरे
One enemy remaining.
They were not good enough.
भाई एमो खत्म हुई और मरा।
Once more into battle.
One thing to note when you're pushing with your stim beacons, while running and gunning usually catches them off guard, sometimes you just want to stop, that way you don't have as much firing error, even though the stim beacon helps with that. It is very rare, especially in the deal you're in, that someone will kill you before you kill them. Especially if you stop.
Launching smoke.
Enemies here.
Stim beacon here. Molly.
Reloading.
Launching smoke. Out of here. Caution here. Like butter, baby. Smoke's down.
फाइट में घुस गए।
Stim beacon here.
One enemy remaining.
That's 3.
होल्ड होल्ड।
Take a break, guys.
Time to stock back up. Can
Going
someone
A.
get this?
Not sure if this is just a bad habit or if you didn't know about this, but Brimstone's the only controller
Cutting
that can
through.
actually put down multiple smokes. So instead of just doing Heaven and then CT on a layer smoke,
You know what
you
to
could
do.
left click on both spots and then right click to put both of them down at once. Yeah.
Enemy spotted A. Bomb buddy out.
Enemy down.
Yeah, just something to get into a habit
Smoke's
of doing,
down.
since it's usually better smoke twice at once rather than one and then one layer.
Stim beacon down.
Rest.
Molly.
Planted.
मार रेज 104 है वो, मार मार। जेट 104 है।
Enemy spotted A.
One enemy remaining.
Launching smoke. Right here.
I need to blow something up.
Do you feel like this is like a really
push
good
for him.
game for you, or
Probably
like an
not.
average game for you? Do you think?
Launching smoke.
Okay, just making sure.
Stim beacon down. Time to jump. Sit still.
Removed.
Smoke's down. Spike planted.
दोनों ऊपर है हेवन। आराम से होल्ड कर रहे थे।
Hi! I'm pissed!
One enemy remaining.
नाइस। गन उठा लो।
You're going to scatter from my stuff. Super easy to pick off.
Gun here.
Weapon here.
Just one thing to know about your smoke placements is that you tend to do them at the start of a round, which is sometimes good, especially when your team just pushes in onto site. But sometimes you also just want to wait a little bit, then
Let's
smoke
start
to get
this
the full
party.
effect and length of the smoke. Usually when like your teammates are in garage would be the right time to smoke, since they usually don't wait a little bit before hitting the site. So right
Launching
as like
smoke.
we're 2 seconds away from the would be a good time.
Headshot.
Smoke's down. Stim beacon here.
Satchel out.
Sage revive दे दो step 2
Satchel out.
Smoke's down.
Light planted.
बैक स्टेप एक आया।
Over here.
डिफ्यूज कर रहा है, एक डिफ्यूज कर रहा है। जल्दी जाओ।
One enemy remaining.
नाइस।
Been noticing that at the start of a round, when you do the smoke, is
Match
the
point.
1-4 hell on purpose, or is that just you being undecisive as to where to?
इस बार यही चलते हैं, इस बार यही चलते हैं।
Yeah, honestly, it's better just put it further back into heaven because there's usually no one standing on the very edge of heaven rather than hitting hell. And also the smoke gets placed on the elevation where the centers of the circle is put. So if you put the center of
Behind
the
me.
circle heaven, it goes heaven. Center of the circle hell, it goes hell.
Welcome to my world.
Enemy spotted.
Spamming.
Stim beacon here. Anyone else?
Handle this. Enemy spotted A.
Light planted. Wall raised.
Ciao.
Last player standing.
और डाल दे, स्लो कर दे। इधर भी डाल दे, उसमें मत कर बस अंदर।
One enemy
Return to
remaining.
dust.
टाइम पास कर इसका और डाल
Clutch. Attackers win.
Yeah, I noticed. One thing to note about the last round is that while it can be sometimes good, especially with like either machine guns like the Ares and Odin and Frenzy, or with like shotguns like Shorty, Bucky, or Judge, you usually don't want to be running gunning like period. Since it just really ruins your aim. Rather than like someone who's standing still will more likely kill the person running gunning, rather than vice versa. But I do get it, it's a panic habit, which I do a lot myself. Honestly, it looked like a really good game though. Oh, you're using a controller? Give me 1 second, but before that, honestly, it's just trying to fix up your bad habits, and the only other thing I noticed is that you tend to pull out your utility in open space. Like there was one round when there was someone like mid on split, and during that you unpeaked it, you smoked it, and then repeat it. It would have just been outright better to have just held the angle, because the smoke only really helps you if you're initially peeking an angle. And like another round, you pulled out your molly like A main on split as an attacker. Yeah, I get that. Just a thing to note is that a lot of your abilities can usually like bounce around corners. Like you can bounce your stim off the wall, you can bounce your molly off the wall. Just a lot of those small things. And I'll be right back to see if I still have time. Okay, I have time to do another if you're down for that.
Match found.
Oh, sorry, I'm muted. It's really more of just a preferential pick. Like, honestly, yeah. Honestly, I would rather have 3 duelists, 1 controller, and 1 other, rather than 2 duelists, 2 controllers, and 1 other. But that's just preferential, and for this map, again, honestly, it's up to you.
They think I'm an old dog?
Just,
I'll show them just how many tricks I know.
when I say it's up to you, it's less about, like, picking for the team, and it's just more of a comfort pick. Not gonna lie, the enemy's team comp kind of scares me. Like, we're going to suck at attack, but if they even get like 3 rounds in on attack, then oof.
Maybe they're killjoy.
Gun here.
लो है वो, लो है काफी लो।
Launching smoke.
Enemy spotted B.
Stim beacon here.
Enemy spotted B.
Spike down B. Last player standing.
Fuck यार।
Their Viper is terrifying. I love it.
I'm saving.
ब्रिम भाई स्मोक तो दिया कर।
This one or 2 things to know about that
हाँ दिया।
map, I mean that round, rather,
तो मैं
is
वॉल
that even though they
यहाँ
might
स्मोक
know
दे
that
दीजिए
you're
जब
mid,
एंट्री हो रही हो तो।
if you walk, they won't know when you're peeking
सेव
them.
कर रहा हूँ।
So walking in that situation's just better. And also,
Reloading.
it really does vary between person to
down.
person, but you actually
They
knew
were
the
smoking.
jet
Eric
was
can't
very
do it.
heaven because of your
Reloading.
teammates' information. So just find times when you know the enemy is weak, you
Reloading.
just look at your map real quickly, see where everyone is.
मिड पुश करना भी।
Smoke's down. Out of charges.
Using sniper. What is
ठीक है 66। ओमेन ए जा, ओमेन ए जा। ओमेन तू ए जा।
Get came कर लिया.
Careful here. Thirty seconds left.
A पे 2 लोग वापस रोटेट कर रहे हैं मुझे. ओमेन जा अपना दे. आराम से देख के पहले. देखना.
Enemy spotted.
10 seconds left.
And just once again, and,
हिल कर.
I'm pretty sure the smoke you did at the start of the round was fine. Just the purpose, I'm assuming,
Last
was
player
cut off the
standing.
Killjoy turret, and if you were looking at your map while you smoked it, you would have realized that the Killjoy turret wasn't even there anymore. Yeah, all good.
हम भी जाएंगे.
Here.
हाँ ओमेन और ब्रेम इधर स्मूथ इतने.
हाँ.
Here.
2 ब्लाइंड दे दिए. रेना आ जल्दी आ.
Stim beacon here.
रेना स्मोक. रेना ब्लाइंड. एक और दे.
Down. Barrier here.
Planted.
Return to dust.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Did your Phantom do what now?
Behind you.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Easy.
Honestly, I think it's just
Now we're landing
situational
haymakers.
thing. Sometimes it happens. I'm also not
Oh,
listening
Bulldog
to your
changes
game
it.
sound because it causes a echo effect
Bulldog.
of my voice and your voice and whatnot. So I actually can't listen to your game sounds.
Reloading.
One thing I will know about
I'm
the
gonna
last
give
round
smoke
of
up,
is that when you were smoking
zone.
once again, you kind of put yourself out in the open
Yeah, be
and
good.
to smoke it. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
someone could have swung from mid and easily have killed you while you were smoking. So just hiding behind a corner while you're smoking, especially as
be-
Brimstone, is
Go.
usually a
Go.
good move.
Sage wall करो.
Smoke's down.
भैया पीक मत दे अभी.
Sage wall.
कर.
Wall raised.
एक और ब्लाइंड.
Still inside.
Smoke's down.
Stealing sight.
Spike down B.
Got the spike. Sorry, kid. Spike planted.
Last player standing.
Nice try.
भाई यार एंट्री दिलानी नहीं आती तुम लोग.
भी जाएंगे. हम A जाएंगे अभी.
जेट माइक
Stay in range of my stim
रेना
beacon.
तुम पे
We'll mow
दोनों
them
में
down.
भाई बोल भी नहीं रहे.
Watch and learn.
इससे भी तो आयरन मॉडल ही रहते हैं.
It's really just.
ठीक है.
Traveling. Launching smoke.
I personally like smoking more on like lower ground, like right next to the defender side of the entrance, because it not only covers heaven, it also covers close, but then they could spray through it easily. So it's kind of a mixed bag.
Enemy spotted mid.
Stim beacon down.
104 वाइपर 104 राइट पे आ गया
Chill 114 chill है.
Open up the sky.
वाइपर 104 है.
One enemy remaining.
नाइस. ऊपर हेवन है नहीं.
Last player standing.
नाइस.
Your hearts are pounding. Reloading.
रेवे में तो इजी पीछे रहे.
And just two things to comment on Varround is one, I've been noticing you've been using your stim beacon more for your teammates and yourself. They last for a very long time, and honestly, you only really need 2 of them ever. Even with the way you've been using them, which is a lot more frequent than a lot of people use them. And 2 is just try to stop pulling your knife out. It can lead to some really bad situations.
साइड पे.
मैं भी टेलीपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है?
हाँ जा 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 भी जा.
Yeah. It definitely seems like it.
Enemy kill.
आ जा.
अरे क्या यार कर रहा है वो?
Sage, where the
Okay, यार.
you keep it? I take it.
कहाँ डीपी लिया था तू लोग?
Cover going out.
And honestly, I don't mind
तो ये
you like
अभी
not
blind
doing
लेके आते
it,
हैं,
but
मैं
that
समझ गया.
Omen using his ultimate to take
Blind,
Spike to
blind.
B was very
Okay,
bad
okay.
play, and if you'd
Up
noticed it, you could have just
They-
calmed
Smoke's
to like
down.
tell him to cancel it,
Wall stage.
which is not always like the right move to say. Just if you notice something that's like really bad that your teammates are doing, you could try to like reinforce good habits and cut off bad ones for them.
You should run.
Even if they don't take the suggestion.
Welcome to my world.
Healing. Eliminated.
डिफ्यूज कर रहा है, डिफ्यूज.
One enemy remaining.
Look your enemy in the eye. It helps.
माइक होता तो अच्छी चीज है.
Reloading. Reloading.
I will rip the light from them.
Reloading.
Honestly, the spray on the Sage was very unfortunate, but what you could have done at low health is either try to flank or spawn by going through vents, or you could have waited a bit more until your teammates had pushed down
Enemy
through
spotted
sight,
mid.
and when the Sage
Reloading.
left, you could have flanked behind that,
Blocking sight.
through heaven that way, to just get a
Launching
quick
smoke.
pick, because you don't always need to force a fight.
Stim beacon down. Molly. Smoke's down. Our carrier's down.
Spike down B. Last player standing.
Right.
ऊपर
Okay, we know the drill. Stick to your roles and we'll crush it.
Need equipment.
जेट दे सकती है बस जेट
Thanks.
फाइल कुछ नहीं करना आप ठीक इजी के लिए बस पुश मत कर अब दूसरा मत डाल easy जेट
Enemy spotted mid.
Launching smoke.
जेट आवाज मत कर मर जाएगा
Smoke's down.
Get out of my way!
Stim beacon here.
Your duty
my
is
time.
not over!
अबे स्मोक में get fuck यार
30 seconds left.
Open up the sky.
Last player
cover
standing.
दो
The hell?
Spike down B. 10 seconds left.
हाँ वही है
सेव
Right
कर
there,
सेव कर भाई टाइम नहीं है सेव कर अरे यार
Time to stock back up.
Rena, come with me.
ले जाओ फेंक दे रहा हूँ मैं यहाँ पे
They're not better than me.
Honestly, just one of the main things I've been noticing is that once again, you've been using
Blind. Rena,
your
blind.
stems fairly light. Right now you only have one, but on like later rounds where you have two, just try to stem when it's like when it goes down on or like at the start of a round,
Smoke's
because
down.
while it doesn't actually give you the fire rate half the time, at least allows you to make quicker and faster pushing
Now we're
plays and
cooking.
whatnot.
Molly. Stim beacon down.
One enemy remaining.
Stay alive. I want their life, not yours.
Rena, come with me, Rena. Rena, मेरे साथ आओ, okay?
We win.
Rena,
We survive.
जब मैं कहता हूँ blind करो, when I tell you to blind, you blind.
Shadows traveling.
Still inside.
Don't let up.
Welcome to my world.
Rotate.
साउंड मत दे आराम मिड में है
Jet, is someone there? Ping, come on.
Here.
Launching smoke. Stim beacon here.
आराम से आराम से।
Molly!
Oh my god.
Spike down
Down
B.
and out. Stim beacon down.
Plant the flank. Plant.
Plant the spike.
Need help.
Launching smoke.
B.
एक और है क्या?
Reloading.
One enemy remaining.
सेव कर रहा है मुझे।
Last round in the half.
Everything after this. Spend it.
I've got cash. Anyone need something?
Come on. Reyna, don't
You know what to
attack.
do.
Just put blind when I tell you, okay? Hide.
Cover going out. Shadows traveling.
Smoke's down. Stim beacon down. Molly! Stim beacon here. Plant the spike. Launching smoke.
Reyna, guard me. Oh my god.
बस हेवन पे जेट आराम से यूज जेट तेरा गेम।
दो लोग हैं रेना।
एक पीछे बैक स्टेप पे आ रहा है शावर।
To your right.
Last player standing.
यहीं से आ रहा है।
Switching
Who am I
sides.
kidding? My knees are gonna kill after this.
Sage, wall here.
आप
One thing to
Upper
know
wall
about
there.
post plant is
मिड या फिर
as you saw your jet doing, you don't always want to be playing site. Like right when you
A पे
died,
B पे
instead
wall
of
आई।
holding heaven, what you could have done is loop around CT and try to take over heaven or flank them through their own heaven. And because it, whereas where the spike is planted, it's really easy to spray through.
बी।
Ooh. So you can
Smoke's
just
down.
spray the spike
Molly!
rather than just all being clumped up on the site.
Spike planted. Last player standing. Flawless.
Their lives are so meaningless.
I'm saving.
Give them to me.
Sage, wall
Okay,
Yeah, how
wall,
much
wall,
does
Sage,
brim
wall.
smokes and brim stems cost?
तुम लोग मिड देख लो एक बार।
Yeah. 150.
One dead. Enemy
Honestly,
spotted.
for pistol round, I'd much rather you go one stim, one smoke, and shields, rather
Then
than
take
your
no.
molly and shields, just because of how much more value you get out of your stims and smokes compared to your molly. Yeah, because you can spray with your
Shift
left
to B,
click,
shift.
and it does make your
B,
right
B,
click
B,
a
B.
bit faster as well.
A,
अरे
sorry,
अपनी
sorry.
वॉल तो तोड़ी नहीं.
Launching smoke.
Last player standing. Spike planted.
The only guns that the stim doesn't really help with would be your
I got your
sniper
backs.
rifles,
Just, you know, from the front.
like the Marshall and the Op, and then also
भाई तुम भूल कैसे नहीं कर
a
पा रहे
lot
हो?
of shotguns aren't really that helped out by the stim beacon. But every other gun kind of gets helped out by it.
एक से अकेली क्या कर लेगी बेचारी?
Smoke's down.
B.
B,
So
B,
even
B,
if
B,
it
B.
doesn't increase the fire rate, at least gives you the movement buff, which is actually a lot huger than a lot of people think.
और पे मध्य मध्यम
Launching
पीक मत दे.
smoke.
पीक मत दे. आराम से पुश करना तुम दोनों पीछे से.
Stim beacon here.
मत दे पीछे.
The hell?
Smoke's down.
Just why did he?
हाँ.
जेट क्यों शूट कर रहे हो यार?
भाई क्यों कर रहा है? वापस आ जाना, वॉल हो गई है. गए क्या?
Watching here.
30 seconds left.
Check A,
There's
check
one
A.
thing to know about the Bulldog
Eh.
specifically is that it's very rare that you want to be using your left click over your
Heaven,
zoomed in
solve it.
right click. Since right click is more of an
Last player standing.
fire, which has been buffed recently, so it's super
Spike
strong
planted.
right now.
The enemy only looks composed. Their hearts tell a different story.
I'm saving. Safety's off. Launching smoke.
ए पे है मे बी. मिड हो सकता है.
Smoke's
मध्य
down.
मध्य मध्य पीक साउंड है.
Enemy spotted B.
Last player standing.
Let's get these idiots.
ब्रिन
Here.
इधर
Smoke's
स्मोक दे
down.
दी स्मोक
Launching smoke. Molly.
रुक जाओ मिड में वॉल दे रहा हूँ मैं देना
Stim beacon down. Sit still.
नाइस बस
Smoke's down.
मिड में रीना मर जाए तो कॉल देती हो टॉप ले रहा हूँ
Stim beacon down.
30 seconds left.
रोटेट कर रहे हैं Fuck
10 seconds
यार
left.
एपी होगा एपी जा बी
Spike planted.
डिफ्यूज कर दोनों
One enemy
Eyes
remaining.
down. Blocking sight.
गन लेना भाई वेंडर लेना
No.
जेट यार क्या कर रहा है तू
No.
स्नाइपर कर रहा हूँ.
Your side.
अरे जेट को बोलना उसको भाई वेंडर लेना
सॉरी. जेट मेरे साथ भी है, मेरे साथ है आओ. जेट मेरे साथ है. जेट तुम
Nothing
heaven में
really
रहो, मैं-
all that wrong I saw with this game, so I'm just going to give you a tip for future use. Is that when Viper ults, no matter whose team you're on, if you look slightly downwards, you can actually see
Karna bhai,
further
smoke.
into the ult.
Launching
Yeah,
smoke.
just making sure.
Out of here.
फ्लैश नहीं है इन पे आ रहा
Molly.
जेट थी स्मोक
Open up the sky.
130 वाइपर 130
Stim beacon here. Enemy down.
One enemy remaining.
That's 3.
Spike down B.
गार्ड द स्पाइक को गार्ड करो.
Spike spotted.
नाइस
मुझे भी तो स्पाइक यूज करना आता है. जेट
Reloading.
Need equipment.
Can someone get this?
Thanks.
Can someone get this? Can someone get this?
ड्रॉप करना भाई ओमेन
क्या
ओमेन 6000 ड्रॉप कर भाई ड्रॉप
सॉरी.
Launching smoke.
शायद
Stim beacon here.
I know exactly where you are.
ए भाई ए आओ ना
इजी ए या श्योर.
भाई क्या करता है एक सेकंड हेवन पे है
Who
ए
trained you? Smoke's down.
A पे भी
Last player standing. Spike planted.
You will not kill my allies!
Match point.
Stand tall. We are valiant. We are fighters.
जेट तुम सेज के साथ ए चले जाओ जेट ए जाओ जेट ए जाओ
मिड देखना कोई
Smoke's down.
Get out of my way!
Molly. Stim
A
beacon
पे है
down.
साइड पीछे आ पीछे जेट वहीं रहे मैं जा रहा हूँ पीछे आ पीछे हिल दूं तेरे को नहीं हिल
You fought well.
Last player standing.
सिर्फ 2 लोग हैं come on easy heal jet heal तेज heal
Attackers win.
I think just one thing to take away from that last round is as a controller, it's usually rare to have multiple on your team, and your util's just really good. So just playing further back on site, and if necessary, playing for retake is a lot better than getting 1 or 2 picks and then dying immediately. Mhm. Yeah, I get what you mean. I think that's going to be I think that's going to be the last game for me, but I'd like to hear if you had any last questions or any insight on my coaching. Honestly, whenever asked that question, it's like, well, you're in Iron Free for a reason. There's a lot you need to work on, but biggest thing, probably just cleaning up the main mistake, which is just using your utility in like really awkward positions. Like you had a molly out while you were peeking angle, you had your smokes out while you were in the open. And the one other thing I noticed is that you were peeking from like really far angles. Like no matter whether or not you knew the enemy was there. Usually if you know an opponent is like right in front of you or something along those lines, you want to hug the wall you're facing tighter and peek quickly and then get back behind cover rather than like wide swinging, if you know what I mean. But honestly, besides like just a bunch of mistakes you need to clean up, you're you're a really solid player. I don't even know how you're in Iron Free, honestly. Oof. Yeah, I mean, that would explain it. Honestly, though, I would just suggest creating a new account. You probably deserve, like, high silver at this point. Oh, what's your main at? Oof. Yeah, I know, right? Ugh. Though, to be fair, I could be wrong about you deserving silver since I know that, like, different server regions are, like, very different in terms of, like, skill level. Like, seriously, the way you were playing easily deserves, like, high silver in North America, but I'm not too sure about in India. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. And hmm, I don't know, it could just be me, but one other thing is if you can diversify your kit a bit more, as in, like, rather than having, like, 3 controllers you can play and, like, 2 duelists you can play, having, like, 1 duelist you can play, 1 controller you can play, and 1 initiator you can play, either 1 initiator or 1 sentinel, that'd be a lot better, but it is up to the player. Mhm. Yeah. It just takes a lot of practice to, like, get good enough at each agent. But yeah, no, ugh. Honestly, a big thing I noticed is that you were looking down a lot of the time for, like, no reason, like, is there a specific reason that might have happened, or was just yeah, just try to keep your crosshair at head level at all times rather than looking down or up randomly. And besides that, it's mhm, yeah. Honestly, I think it's less your crosshair placement and more about, like, your movement and positioning. Just try hold back on the run gunning and whatnot. Mhm. Yeah. Wait, sorry, were you asking a question or saying a statement? Uh, some of it's just map awareness. Like earlier I said, like, I think it was while you were on attack, like, you knew Jet was on Heaven, right? If you had looked at the map, which is hard to know. It's super helpful, like, it's not game sense in of itself, but it does help a lot with your game sense, so if you can just find, like, small moments to take, like, a small glance at the map app, that should make huge improvements for your gameplay. So, what I used to do was a smaller map, so, like, I can see more what's going around me, but I also have the map setting to focus from perspective of player rather than standstill, which is technically the better, like, setting for it, but is a lot of, like, player preferential. But right now, I'm using focus on, like, where the player's looking thing and about your map size, like, maybe a little bit smaller. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for listening to me. Honestly, whenever I do one of these, I get like kind of anxiety thinking like, "Oh, my teaching's terrible." But just looking at how I helped you and one other person, I feel like it's doing really well. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I can't really help on positioning and crosshair placement. Like, I usually bottom frag on my team. Like, I help, but yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I could help you, and I hope you have a good day or night. Yeah, have a good night.